Now be live. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are back here in TBL Season 12, Week 4, and we are wrapping up the week, and it has been an intense one so far. We had a great match earlier today, and we are looking to end the week just as strong now. We are here with the Boston Red Sox taking on the Virginia Victinis. It is I, the host, Fin, joined here by Fish, Wolf, Boyd themselves, the Venus Sweetest Horror coach. Boyd, how are you doing today?
It's Boyd. I am fantastic. How are y'all?
That is great to hear in chat. We hope you are doing well as well. We are looking to end this week strong on a great note. As these two coaches are coming in, looking to really claw their way back. Coaches that right now are probably unsatisfied with where they are in the standings. When you look at their teams and the quality of coaches here, they're very much feeling like, hey, some things have happened that really put me a step back. I need to claw back, and so this should be an intense one. We have the Boston Red Sox coming in fourth in Scarlet. They have 4 points with a 1-2 record and a -2 differential. They are looking for some major turnaround revenge here. Week 1, they got a win early on thanks to their great play against Talon and the Rhyperior. Since then, it has been a rough go of it as they, in Week 2, ended up taking a loss to the Canadian Sariledges, in large part because of the dangerous Goldango. And then last week in Week 3, the Boston Red Sox ended up taking a loss to myself, in large part because of Kilowattrol going nuts. So now they aim to try and get a big win. And the flip side, the Virginia Victinis beat me in Week 1 and have since then struggled, in large part possibly due to some RNG. So they are now looking to get some wins back. This is a game that I would argue both coaches very much want. They don't necessarily need yet because there's a lot of season left to play, but it's not one that they want to go throwing away. Taking a look at this, Boyd, we have these teams. You've got Caldeo, Weezing, Jirachi, Zebstrika as a Terra Captain, Enamorous, Brambleghast, Hydreigon, Terra Captain Rhyperior, Sinistao, and of course Tropicos. What is going to be the main mon from Joe's team that you are keeping an eye out for?
Regirock, the mascot. How do I view the team?
Oh, you know what? Let me share my screen. That would go a long way to help here. I've been in and out of these matches so much today that I keep sharing, then unsharing, then sharing again. So let me share my screen so you can see the full teams here. While that's getting pulled up on your end, let me go ahead and get the Virginia Victinis roster read off, as they are rocking with their non-sand team. They have Hippowdon, Toxtricity, Excadrill, Terra Captain Decidueye, Tornadus, Lottie, of course, coming as always, Milotic, Urshifu, Terra Captain Skeldridge, and Terra Captain Diancie. So really interesting makeup of these teams and how they're going to go head-to-head. Back to you, Boyd, though. Now you can see the teams on the screen. What is going to be the big jump out for you for Joe's team?
He's not bringing Weezing. There's no way. So then I just narrow it down to whatever the other 9 are. The Enamorous, give it a scarf. That's pretty brutal. Some Moonblast. Some Specs. It's faster than most things if you specs it. I don't even think Excadrill wants to take that Specs Moonblast. Terrapagos. I bet you wouldn't expect to see that coming. That should be coming to every game.
Oh, absolutely. Like most S tier mons you would expect to.
Right. Other than that, the Rhyperior, definitely. I think maybe the Zebstrika comes to like 1 or 2 games the entire season. I bet the Hydreigon comes too.
Yeah, those are all some very strong mons that I would expect to see. Taking a look at the Virginia Victinis, I think there's going to be some very interesting plays here. Skeldridge has been a very common staple for this team so far. Unaware as a Terra Captain goes really hard, so possibly see a defensive set, maybe a Terra type to make it a better answer for the Rhyperior. You know, you can hit it with a Will-O-Wisp, make it that mon is just kind of nerfed. You don't have to worry about Swords Dance or anything along those lines. Hippowdon seems interesting here. Get the sand up. Excadrill can really just put in some major work, as most of the mons on Joe's team don't like an Earthquake, and the ones that do don't like Ironhead, that being the and the Amorous and the Brambleghast. So it'll be very interesting to see. But you know what they say? Best way to find out is to just start. So why don't we let these coaches know they're good to search?
Man, I want to see some wind power with the Brambleghast.
Oh, it would be
Some
very interesting to see. Now, it won't be coming to this match, unfortunately, as we can now see the screen, the 6 months coming for each team. Boston Red Rocks are bringing Keldeo, Hydreigon, Enamorus, Jirachi, Tropicos, and Rhyperior, while the Virginia Victinis are bringing Hippowdon, Excadrill, Tornadus, Decidueye, Lottie, and the Diancie. So the teams are set and they are getting ready to go right now. Should be a great match. Again, folks, as we have all year, we do know all the different sets that are coming. We will reveal over the course of the match as things come up, but the coaches do not know what the other coaches have, so it should be a very interesting play to see. Our coaches' view on this one is from the perspective of the Virginia Victini, so it will be interesting to see what they choose to lead here, especially since they are going with a sand set. And right off the bat, I actually really like the idea of Hippowdon using the sand because that will get rid of the Terapagos's shell if sand is up very quickly.
mm, mm, yeah, that's the type of shit I don't think about. It would, unless
Yeah,
unless it's got safety goggles. I
yeah,
think.
it would need goggles, but then if you get rocks up, then the hazards would immediately get rid of it. So it kind of puts Terapagos in a bit of a a rough position on its back foot early on in this game. So be very interesting to see what the play is. Something else to keep an eye out on: the Virginia Victinis have two Terra captains in this match, whereas the Boston Red Rocks are only bringing one. And right off the bat, we see the Tropicos lead versus the Tornadus. Very interesting here. Curious to see what the play ends up being for this right off the bat. And we see the Terra shift come out um, right here as we lead it off.
That's a U-turn.
Yeah, I think U-turn makes the most sense here. You're going to outspeed unless this is strangely scarf, break the shell, go into something else, get that momentum very big here early. So we see the U-turn. The shell is now broken. Um,
Hit him with a PK Starstorm. What? I mean, what's he gonna switch in? I bet it's got the Spadef investment. Oh, well, I guess he could bring in the Decidueye, the ghost type.
Now this is where it does get interesting. This Tropicos is a built set to design specifically just to lead. It is not a boots or a standard set. We see the rock polish come off here. This is a mon that is wanting to just kind of set up and get going. So the speed now at +2 is going to make this one of the faster mons on the field. I believe because of the speed tiers, um, the Excadrill will actually still outspeed it. But for now,
Oh,
uh,
that's
Hippout- Hippowdon is in, and the question is what do you do in this spot?
I kind of expected the hippo to bring a roar, some kind of a phasing set.
Nope, it looks like it does not. Hippo though is extremely bulky, and this particular Hippo has a lot of spadef. So I wonder if you just click Stealth Rock, take advantage of the hazards, and we see a meteor beam come right out right off the bat. So this is going to go to +1 special attack. This isn't going to do much to the Hippowdon, but important to note though is now Terra Starstorm is going to also get a bit of a boost here as a result. So we see the Earthquake come out right off the bat, go for big damage. So now the Tropicos down just a little around the 40% mark. Hippowdon, another Earthquake is not going to kill it here. And so do we see a swap out to try and preserve, or maybe a slack
Well,
off?
yeah, isn't the sandstorm gonna finish it off? The chip damage.
It's going to depend on the roll. Earthquake on a high roll is doing 38, so an additional 6% from the chip damage. You're looking at roughly 44%. So it is very possible with a max roll here. It's going to be a question of what comes out. And we see the Terra Starstorm come out. Huge damage on the Hippowdon. We see another Earthquake. Will it put it into the chip range? Oh, that's close. And that is going to pick it up. It looks like they got one of the higher rolls. Also, we don't know the exact range, so it's possible that may not have been a factor at all. But Hippowdon is going to take out the Terapagos. And I believe Hippowdon gets credit for the kill because it is the one that brought up the sand there. So Hippowdon taking out Tropicos, a bigger threat relatively early, and the Sandstorm is going to continue to go here for a bit. Now, Hippowdon did take a lot of damage, so we may see a hard swap out to try and preserve it. Um, but Tropicos very early, trying to set up, get some damage, not able to put in a huge amount here.
I wonder if Latios learns Sandstorm. Here's your trivia for the day.
Would have to look it up. That would be interesting. Now we see the
How
Enamorus
about
come in here.
it does in fact learn Sandstorm? That's good.
Interesting. Now, we did see the choice scarf on the Latios, so it would be an insane bring, but I could absolutely see Mike doing it if they were worried about the Mon here. We do see Enamorus be the selection here. This is a cute charm, but it does run the threat of potentially being contrary. So maybe we see the threat of saying, hey, I've got an Enamorus. I'm just going to click superpower. It should pick up the kill here, and maybe try and force a swap here from the Virginia Victinis. Um, that's exactly what we see. They fear the possibility of the contrary, and they go hard into the ghost type to try and block the attack move there.
Fear. Oh, what a tactic.
And instead, we see the tailwind come out. So everything for the next 3 turns is going to be double speed for Joe's team here. Now, the Decidui coming in, it does reveal that it is, in fact, leftovers after taking the Storm chip. And this is kind of a bit of a rough position for Joe. Your normal type went down. You do have Hydreigon that can come in relatively safely here. But the Enamorus, it's not even doing 50% to this Decidui, and Poltergeist is doing a ton here and will reveal the item. All right, so as we wait to see what the selection is, very curious. And it looks like Joe is doing a hard debate on what to do here. Do you switch out the Anam or do you go for the attack? And we just see the Moonblast come out, dealing just under 50%, gets the special attack to drop. However, it's not going to matter as this U turns out, and it's also a physical attacker. So Joe electing to stay in, get some big damage on the Decidui here. And now it's a question of what is Mike going to go into? And versus the Enamorus, you've now revealed, hey, we're not necessarily going with any of these contrary sets that you might expect. Maybe it makes something like um, the Terra Captain's a better option to come in. We see the Diancie be the selection. Keep in mind, this is the Terra Captain. It is Terra Fairy, so that is going to be interesting. Ironhead is on this Enam, so that does make things a little spooky. I'm curious what the game plan is here. If
That
they
is ugly shiny.
Yeah, that's not a mon I'm normally very excited for as a shiny. So we see the Earth Power come out. Joe just clicks Ironhead, gets big damage, and
The blue.
we see the flinch, and that will look like it's a big play. But the important thing to note, Earth Power was selected. So even if it went through, it looked like a bit of a read there from um, Mike, and the read not paying off. So even if the flinch didn't happen, Enamorus was going to come out of that relatively cleanly.
Oh, what's the other move on the fairy?
Enamorus is
Which
running
one?
Moonblast, Earth Power, and Ironhead. So we see Terra come out here. It is now officially Terra Fairy, so it should live the Ironhead.
Two flinches in a row would be pretty brutal.
It would. So we see the Ironhead connect. Draining Kiss is going to come out, but this is going to do about 40% now. So it's going to recover more than it actually lost. So great turn there for Wreck-It Mike. Now, the one thing to note is now Diancie will also be buffeted by the Sandstorm as a result. And what gets this a little risky is because of the stats on this. Moonblast actually now has a chance to kill with a high roll.
Ooh.
Actually, I take it back. Leftovers, I believe, just took it out of range. So I take that back. It is now out of range, barring a crit. We see Draining Kiss get selected again. What is going to be the play here for Joe?
What is he? Oh, I guess he's got the Jirachi.
Jirachi
And
would
it
be the
doesn't.
play, and I think that's why we saw Earth Power get clicked the first time, anticipating the Jirachi to be the play. But that's what we're going to see come in this time. So Jirachi is going to be the big play, and this Jirachi set, I'm going to be honest with you folks, it makes me a little sick. It's a choice scarf with Iron Head, and oh, I hate
Oh,
flinch
that's
hex.
lovely. That's beautiful. I love
So
it.
we
I want it
see
on my.
So we see here the Jirachi come in front of the Diancie. Diancie is Terra Fairy, and Jirachi does get stabbed. So Ironhead is very scary. However, Ironhead won't kill. Earth Power is not going to be doing enough to Jirachi to really threaten it out. So I do think that we're going to see a swap here from Wreck-It Mike to preserve this Diancie. Question is, what do you go into?
The Excadrill. No, the hippo.
I don't think you want to go into the hippo. It's too low here, and you want to make sure you preserve sand late in the game. So we see the Excadrill come in here, maybe anticipating the Iron Head. We will see here from the damage and what gets clicked here. I also wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see a Trick or a U-turn. And Trick coming right out, and that is going to make things interesting. So this Excadrill is going to become Choice Scarfed instead, and Jirachi is going to pick up a Life Orb. So kind of an interesting thing here. The Excadrill can't set up and go burr like it might normally have intended. And now, whatever it locks into is going to bring in something for free, because on Joe's side, if you click Ironhead, Jirachi can just stay in. And if you click Earthquake, Hydreigon and Enamorus are free to come in because of the fact they are off the ground. So absolutely huge trick there. I think it makes a lot of sense because whatever is going to come in, you know, is going to be either be offensive or something designed to wall the Jirachi. Now, Excadrill can absolutely still be terrifying with it being scarfed, but this particular set, it does take away a lot of the threat from the late game. So we see the Enamorous come out, Ironhead was clicked, and even with the
Mm,
resist berry, Excadrill is going to pick up
Baba
that
Booey.
kill. Yeah, absolutely.
The Baba Booey berry. How do you pronounce the Babiri?
Uh, that berry was the da-da-da-da, uh, Babiri. I'm not entirely sure. I am horrible with blind reading these. So Ironhead was clicked. Excadrill picks up a huge kill, giving a 2-mon lead to Wreck-It Mike, but it does now welcome in the Keldeo, and Keldeo has proven to be a terrifying monster in this year and years past. So curious to see what is going to be the play for it. This is a setup Keldeo, so maybe we just see a Calm Mind here as Hippowdon comes in and kicks the Sandstorm right back up. And we do see the Calm Mind and Keldeo looking to get very terrifying very quickly.
Oh, My Little Pony. I like to name it My Little Brony.
And now the item is revealed to be the leftovers, and Keldeo here can pick up the kill on Hippowdon with almost anything that it wants to click. Secret Sword is going to be the safer option here, as that is guaranteed to hit. It does, and Keldeo picks up the first kill for Joe's team, and it is looking terrifying right now. Now the question is, what do you then go into? And I think Latias may be the best answer, just because it's not necessarily afraid of any of Keldeo's stabs, which absolutely helps.
And it's naturally faster, so you don't automatically get to assume it's a scarf.
Death's blessings upon you.
So we see the Tornadus come in here. Tornadus is going to be naturally faster than the Keldeo. And if the Hurricane can connect here, it's not guaranteed to kill, but it'll absolutely put it into range. On the flip side, if Hydro Pump connects here, it is killing.
Does it suffer accuracy in sand? I know it
Not
does
in
in sun.
sand, only in sun. In sun, it goes down to 50%. In sand, it remains the 70% split.
Hmm.
So I think Hydro Pump is the play, although we do instead just see a swap. So Joe, wanting to preserve the Keldeo, thinks it's a great answer for a number of mons. Instead, goes into the Jirachi. Hurricane comes out. It does land and gets a little bit more than I would have expected on the Jirachi, if I'm being honest. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, because it is no longer scarfed, the Jirachi is in a little bit of danger here because Dark Pulse at this range has a very good chance of just killing. So we do see Dark Pulse get selected. Do we see another hard swap? Nope. Jirachi is going to stay in, take the hit, and that is going to be a kill for the Tornadus. Um, Mike, right now, in a very strong position as 3 of the Mons for the Boston Red Rocks are already down. Even if the Boston Red Rocks were to win here on out without losing any more Mons, the max points they can get is 2. So huge kill for the Virginia Victinis, taking away that possibility, and they are very much in a comfortable commanding position. We see that Rhyperior is now what's going to come in, and this is a mon that has proven to be very difficult for a lot of teams. This particular Rhyperior set is Terra Steel, which is very interesting. It is solid rock, and honestly, we could see a lot of interesting plays here because this is rock polish with weakness policy.
Hmm. I see.
So Joe still has some options here. This Rhyperior, if it can get that weakness policy to pop, and it can get that speed up, it's in a position to really put in some major work here. So be curious to see what the play is. It is Terra Steel, and again, it's solid rock, so that's really going to help with its longevity. We see Mike debating what to go into here. Running out of time. 5 seconds. And they elect to go into the Decidueye. 2 seconds left on the clock. Able to get that move in time. And do we see this Rhyperior immediately just click Rock Polish?
What happens if he didn't click the move?
What will then happen is the Mon that's currently out will then select the first move in the order. So because the Mon that was out was Tornadus, the first move on its order, which was Hurricane, would be selected.
Oh, I see.
So Hyperior now at +2 speed after getting that Rock Polish off. So it's going to be outspeeding just about everything except for the Excadrill here. And we're going to
The
see the Terra
boulder.
immediately revealed. I'm a little surprised. I would have thought that you don't go Terra just yet in case you can bait a Leaf Storm or a Leaf Blade or some type of grass move in hopes of getting that weakness policy to pop. And another Rock Polish is going to come out. And now Rhyperior is outspeeding almost everything. I'm curious. I'm going to run the calc now. Excadrill being Choice Scarf in the sand still outspeeds. Okay.
Yeah, but the hippo is dead.
The hippo is dead, so the sand is going to eventually go away. But
Yes, yes, yes.
the question now is, what is this Rhyperior doing to the Decidueye? The Decidueye is at full health, and Stone Edge is only doing about 50%, give or take 5% on each side. So
Oh, he's going for the stone edge, and he's gonna get the crit.
it'd be very
I feel
huge
like that's
here.
got to be the crit, right?
Yeah. Now, because we saw the rock polish come out, I'm pretty sure Mike is now fully expecting this to be, in fact, a weakness policy set. So I would not be surprised if we don't see any super effective moves come out until it's a guaranteed kill. So we're just going to see the Decidueye go for the U-turn here. It's going to be a slow U-turn, which is beneficial, which means something is coming in healthy for free. Ironhead
Unless it
comes out.
flinches.
Do we get the flinch? Oh my goodness, that is the second flinch coming from it. So the Jirachi was Ironhead flinch hacks. However, the Jirachi is not the mon that's going to be using it, and that's absolutely huge because the sand will be gone after this turn, which means Excadrill can't guarantee outspeeding here. That
It was the
flinch was huge.
Jirachi we made along the way.
Yeah, that flinch was absolutely huge there. Honestly, I'm starting to get worried that this may just come down to a potentially a miss. I also could see Mike electing to go with a sack here. Because you do have Memento on the Lottie, and so if you can get this thing weakened, it will at the very least help make sure that it's not sweeping. And oh my goodness, yet another flinch. Oh, you have to feel for Mike here. This is ridiculous, and you hate when it happens. I mean, Jirachi sharing its Serene Grace ability with the rest of the team at this point.
You gotta burn that Decidueye. You gotta throw him in the compost heap and use him as fossil fuels because that that is the unluckiest Decidueye I've ever seen. Because it got flinched by Jirachi too.
It did. Now the one thing, or actually, did it get flinched by Jirachi? I didn't think it did.
I thought it did with the
No,
Iron Head.
no, because I don't think Jirachi ever clicked Iron Head.
Oh
It,
yeah, I'm an idiot.
the flinch was on
Enamours.
the Enamorous used it onto the Diancie. So Ironhead's going to pick up a kill, and yeah, this is a rough position. If I am in Wreck-It Mike's position here, I think the safest play is you go Lottie, you click Memento, and you just really limit what this thing can do.
Yeah, there's no sand anymore, so good
Yeah.
luck, X.
Oh,
Flinch.
if there's another flinch here, this is going to be insane. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is 3 flinches in a row. This is just brutal. And now I think this Rhyperior just sweeps. 3
This is the
flinches in
funniest
a
shit I've ever
row.
seen.
Oh, it's absolutely brutal.
I'm. Oh man. Oh man.
Rhyperior picking up yet another kill, and honestly, I think it's just a matter of the flinches became too much.
Yeah, that is an excellent way to put it.
So we see Focus Blast get selected here. I don't think that's going to be enough to get the kill. And while if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're just going to see Ironhead again. And I swear, if this is another flinch, nope, Focus Blast will
Oh
come out.
man.
It will connect, but this is going to allow the weakness policy, or not. It'll just kill it instantly with a huge crit. Oh my goodness! Absolutely huge. That was needed for the
Perfectly balanced as
Victinis.
all things should be.
Oh my gosh! And so now it's Hydreigon and Keldeo versus Diancie and Excadrill. And Diancie looking incredibly strong right now. Hydreigon is the mon that comes in here, and I am going to double check and calc it, but I'm pretty sure that that crit was required for the kill. Actually, I take it back. Focus Blast had a chance of killing without the crit. So even with the solid rock, Focus Blast was doing a ton there, and it had a chance of killing without the crit. So could
That's
may,
ludicrous.
may not have necessarily mattered. So we're going to see U-turn come in. Hydreigon going to uh, take a U-turn here, and the Tornadus is going to recover a lot of health. But yeah,
Only
absolutely. And you hate,
33%.
yeah, and you hate for RNG to come up like this, but man, especially after everything else that happened there, those flinches were brutal, and it just kind of feels like, okay, this was a little needed. Now, this
Man, I
Hydreigon
love
does
RNG.
have
Give me
Flash
more.
Cannon, so the Diancie not exactly home free if it wants to swap in here. I think the safer play is you go with the Excadrill.
Oh yeah, that is the thing.
Instead, we are going to see the option to go into Diancie. If they do click the Flash Cannon, this can get spooky. Instead, we're just going to see the Dark Pulse. And so,
Just kidding.
and yeah, no, honestly, there's still the chance of that. It's going from the 30 to 20% chance, and we see the flash cannon come out here. This won't be enough for the kill. And Draining Kiss is just going to destroy this Hydreigon. So Diancie picking up a kill, Hydreigon is going to go down. And so now it is Keldeo versus the world. And
oh man,
at this range, the good news is Hydro Pump should be able to, at the very least, kill the Diancie. Actually, no, I take it back. How much it recovered? It will not. So I think Diancie here, if maybe you go
it just
for
eats it.
the yeah, because here's where it gets risky. If you go for the Calm Mind, you're going to reduce how much Draining Kiss is doing and how much recovery is going. But
Nah, that you're looking at that little pony and saying, "Give me a kiss."
Yeah, it's just too much. Draining Kiss is going to do just under 40% damage here, and it's going to then get out of range of Hydro Pump to
Oh, what?
kill.
That did so much less than I expected.
Yeah, it looks like it was closer towards the 35% range than the 40. Leftovers are going to come out, so Draining Kiss still not going to be enough to get the kill, but unfortunately, this Keldeo is not in a position really. Um, all
I
ex-
mean, oh, that's rough, buddy. I was about to
uh,
say you get the hydro pump crit.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, all that's going on for Joe is they're playing for a point because as long as Keldeo is below 70%, Excadrill comes in and picks up the kill guaranteed. So this really is just a matter of will Joe be able to secure a point or will this be a 3-0 victory? We see another Calm Mind come out. I have a bad feeling this is going to come down to a crit.
Oh, that is exactly what it's coming down to.
Another Calm Mind. So both these competitors are just Calm Minding up right now. And as long as there is no crit, this Keldeo is not going to be in a position to pick up the kill. If I
Damn,
am
can
in
we put the
Mike's if I'm in Mike's spot, I think you just have to start clicking Draining Kiss just to guarantee that in the off chance they do get the Hydro Pump kill, Excadrill is guaranteed to come in and revenge. I think that's the safest play.
damn? Can we put the fast forward on this? Where's the 10 times play setting? Oh man, yeah. Flinch.
Going for the flinches, Calm Mind's going to come out here and yeah, that's not going to be enough. And what's terrible is as these setups are continuing to happen, this Diancie has stored power as well. So there's a very good chance that stored power will just be able to nuke
Oh,
here shortly.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yes, indubitably.
So we see Draining Kiss get selected. Hydro Pump's going to come out. It is going to connect, but barring a crit, it won't kill. Diancie is going to get that Draining Kiss. It's going to recover everything it just lost. And yeah, now
And then some.
unless Hydro Pump gets the crit, at which point this would guarantee to kill the Diancie. This looks to be game, and Diancie is going to secure it. And honestly, this game full of hacks, absolutely insane to the very end. It looks like we're going to see a 3-0 victory here, barring a crit. No crit happens. And so the Diancie picking up 3 kills, securing Wreck-It Mike the win. My goodness, what a game.
Gave him the celestial blast at the end.
Yeah, Diancie is going to be the MVP, but I think it really does come down to the key moment of that Tornadus versus the Rhyperior. I think that's ultimately what decided this, just because of the fact that those flinches were absolutely brutal, and Tornadus did have a chance of killing without the crit, but that just guaranteed it and really helped Mike not just lose to that Rhyperior set.
You know, I felt bad until I didn't feel bad.
Yo, I was dying laughing.
Oh yeah. Man, I should have gone for the kill. I should have clicked Stone Edge. I knew Ironhead 2 hit. I wasn't expecting a Focus Blast, and I lost. That's just how it goes.
To be fair,
Should have gone for the kill.
If you did go for the Stone Edge and then you miss, you're probably kicking yourself thinking, man, if I just played it safe and I had gone for the Ironhead instead.
Yep. It was a 30% chance to flinch or 20% chance to miss. That was kind of the way I was looking at it.
Yep, and
So,
we are joined by both coaches. Mike, congratulations on the win. I'm sure that game had to be absolutely infuriating at certain points.
It was. Just out of curiosity, was this your differential week? Because the way that you're playing, I'm like, he's just trying to sweep me from turn 1. I'm like, okay.
No, I did not use my differential this week.
Oh, okay. I got a feeling when I saw the rock polish.
I think the rock polish actually makes.
It was just a good week to bring it. Once sand went away, I was worried about Scarf Excadrill, so I knew I had to click it twice and stall out sand. I knew I could take any one hit from the Decidueye. It was super fat, so I figured I could set up a second one on you pretty safely there. I can't believe I flinched you 4 times in that game. Absolutely crazy. You must have been screaming because I was elated. But you won because I didn't go for the win there. I think Finfin's right. If I would have been kicking myself if I missed that 20% chance. I actually think if I didn't flinch you one of those times on the Decidueye and you got damage on me, I would have gone for Stone Edge because I wouldn't have been as confident to live a Heat Wave, a Focus Blast, than I was with the Rhyperior.
Well, the interesting thing is if you didn't get the crit on the
Focus
Lati,
Blast could have killed whatever.
Yeah, if you didn't get the crit on the Lati, that Rhyperior set was about to get kneecapped very hard.
You mean the flinch?
Or yeah, the flinch on the Lati, I should say, because Mike had selected Memento.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That would have made for some seriously different gameplay.
Oh, it would have made things very interesting. I will admit, watching it, I actually really like the idea of the lead setup Terapagos because Mike's team, Terapagos really can't do anything because of sand. So you either have to run the risk of, hazards and so heavy duty boots or the sand coming up, breaking the shell. So having it be the lead there made a lot of sense to me. So I actually was really interested to see that. And then the Scarf Jirachi trick was absolutely huge. But honestly, the bulk on the Diancie, I think, is what won the day here because after seeing Ironhead at 4 times super effective, only do 50% on a Mon that has pretty good attack stats, that was absolutely insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. What a build on that.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I was going to run Clover Cloak on the Diancie because Max Attack Jirachi doesn't one-shot me. But I took it off because I wanted to avoid the Calm Mind Wars or win the Calm Mind Wars and figure what happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
How much bulk did the Rhyperior had? Just out of curiosity, because that last
fair amount.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was weakness policy, so I was hoping to take a super effective hit at some point.
Yeah,
I almost run weakness policy on INC too.
Yeah.
But mine worse.
Oh yeah, the Calm Mind put in great work. To your question that you might have been going with, Tornadus without the crit had a 33 roughly % chance of killing still. So the crit just guaranteed that it killed, but it still had a chance of killing without.
Okay, that makes sense. My strategy at some point was U-turn. If I didn't get flinched with the with the Decidueye, I was just trying to grab the slow U-turn, go into Excadrill, hopefully it'd be faster because of sand and the Scarf, get an Earthquake off, and then try to get something going on there. But the flinches, they were a little bit frustrating, but it sounds like they actually kind of helped me in a way, so I'll take it.
From the mind game of it, it sure did, ironically enough.
Well, what's
Yeah,
funny is
and
if that is successful and the just because of the timing of it all, if the Excadrill was able to come in and click Earthquake on the Rhyperior, the Earthquake would not have killed without a crit. That would have then popped the weakness policy, and then Sand would have then subsided, and then Rhyperior would have been the fastest thing. And at that point, I think the Iron Heads just sweep.
Yeah,
yeah,
because I did over 50% to the Torn, so +2 would have killed. Assuming it was, maybe I got a high roll, but
But no,
yeah.
that
C'est
Go
la
ahead, just
vie.
broke my logic. Go ahead, just broke my logic. I was gonna bring it, but I decided to bring the
Surprise!
CDY.
No Milotic, no Skeledirge, no Urshifu. All of those things did such work on my team, and I didn't see a single one of them. I was thrilled at the beginning of the game.
I just needed a break from them from the past games. Skeletor has let me down
honestly,
two times in a row. So
when I didn't see the Skeledirge, I wondered if something like that might be the reason, because I know how it feels. Like, man, I've been bringing this, I'm not getting the wins, something's got to change. And so, as much as I love the Mon, it just can't come.
yeah, that's exactly why.
Well, one thing I will say that is some good news for you, Joe. You were able to keep the Victinis from getting 3 points. They were only able to walk away with 2, but as a result of this, Rhyperior is in sole possession of first place for the kill leader in TBL right now with 10 kills and a differential of 7.
Dang.
So, Rhyperior...
Should have clicked Stone Edge.
Yeah, you should have clicked Stone Edge, and then we're talking about, man, if you would have just gone for the flinch instead of the risk of the miss. But, nope.
Well.
Great game, great way to end the week. I really appreciate your, the intensity you two brought. Before we wrap it up and end, is there anything that you two would like to, say?
Great game, Mike. You played well. You brought great sets. I'm not going to apologize for the flinches because I still lost. But it was still fun. It was a great match, and just want to shout out Tishan and JG again for helping me prep this week, because they're excellent homies, and I appreciate them a lot.
Yeah, same GG's man. It's funny that you draft Jirachi and you flinch me with everything else but Jirachi.
I know, right?
Well, it's funny is there was an additional flinch that didn't matter, because I believe, Joe, you actually flinched them 5 times. It was just 4 in a row. The 5th time earlier was on the Diancie, but that time didn't matter because they were trying to make a read on Jirachi coming in and clicked Earth Power.
It was 1 on the Diancie. Was it 3 on the Decidueye or 2?
The Decidueye... You had the 2 on the Decidueye. Actually, it might have been only 3 times after that.
Latios.
Yeah,
the Latios. Yeah, 1 on Latios, 2 on Decidueye, 1 on Diancie. That's what I was counting.
Yeah, that might be it. I might have
that's
counted one of the kills as a flinch in my head.
Mm-hmm. Either way, crazy hacks, and you still pull it off, which is pretty impressive. So, congrats, great win.
Yeah.
Thank you. GG's.
Well, folks, we appreciate you all for stopping by. That's going to conclude week 4 for now. There is one more match still to come that does look like it'll be taking place mid next week, so we'll hopefully be caught back up following week 5. But until then, we appreciate you all stopping by, and remember, whatever you're doing in life, just have fun with it. Take care, everyone, and thank you.